No, it's up to you. I hope everybody having a good day. I want to figure this out. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm gonna wait till some people come in. Scream this. Hmm, what's going on? My goodness. Salute, salute. Welcome to my. Hey, Rosemary. If you can hear me, put the one in the chat. I hear feedback or something. I don't know why. Can you hear? Salute. How you doing today? I'm waiting on Shank. We're gonna discuss this legal perspective of Naziyah Harris case. I got some information I want to share with everybody. Can you hear me? Can you put the one in if you can hear me? Salute, salute. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Okay, I found out um, with this case, there can be a conviction without nobody. And Kim Worthy said she had a strong case against Travis, and it would be more arrests. So hopefully we will see more arrests before his trial get underway. So what I found out is I'm gonna pull up this information that I found. Okay. I feel like this. The prosecutor can have a strong case without nobody because it's in Texas, his location, physical evidence, and witness statement. Um, they found the clothes, so it's more likely the job is responsible for the actions he played in. Okay, it says the unusually strong signal that the court is taking allegation very seriously. The judge, her removal was influenced by the judge, by the jury, and this is a severe case. They got the failure of CPS. Even the police failed her, and there could be a secondary narrative, especially if the defense argues that early report does not prevent the tragedy. But forensics, digital expert, and whatever evidence they have, they still can convict jobbers without nobody. They gotta fill in the gap. And what I mean by that is the statement Jarvis gave when he got arrested. It said there's also to be limited commentary for independent forensic science that can most people who charged with the M can be convicted without the body. So the trial procedures is going to take place regardless, and they're going to use whatever they have to get a conviction. And long as they got digital footprint, um, knowing the fact that she was with Jarvis at the time, anything that's going to hold up in court, he can be convicted. Now, as far as Shannon is concerned, the prosecutor, in most cases, they got to have strong evidence, even for them to even make a arrest. If they have not stopped investigating her case, then it's a possibility that Nat, Shannon, and whoever else is involved can be arrested and prosecuted. Hopefully, just what they got now, hopefully it will hold up their court. Now, I'm gonna give you some key factors of how this case is. Wordy has strongly framed the case as predatory. She said the evidence would show that Butts groomed and preyed upon Naziyah with expertise. On the no body issue, Wordy insists the evidence showed overwhelming that she deceased despite the no recovery of the body. In the prosecutor's charge sheet, they highlighted phone records, Google search for abortion, drinking antifreeze, and recovered clothes from the river. In her ruling to send Butts to trial, the judge criticized how several people failed her, including family and adults in her life. On the lack of the body, she directly addressed that the body would make things simple, but ruled that we may not never know what happened. But from what we heard, he intended to cover it up. She called Butts a monster and a true definition of a pedophile, based on her judgment on the patterns shown in testimony, the text messages, his grooming behavior. So, with forensic experts, they testified that the DNA swab in her clothes, which linked Naziyah and Butts. A digital forensic expert testified about the phone tower showing Butt's phone at the motel on the day she disappeared. And later, near where clothes lead to be hers was found. Now, the medical examiner testified Naziyah medical history doesn't support a natural death, reinforcing the prosecuted case was foul play. Now, the systematic concern that the chief police they acknowledge the fact that they dropped the ball on this case. They could have done better and responded to the claim, but had inappropriate touch Nazar. CPS dropped the ball. They had five prior complaints naming Dom's Butts, but they did not respond on the action of it, and they did not fully comply to what was reported. So that was a now failed complaint. Okay, so like I said, the prosecutor they battened on a strong, intensive case for as the digital footprint. That's the Texas and the location, the witness testimony, and physical evidence. They gonna argue that it's likely she's gone and Butts is responsible for it. So now the judge's statement is signaling the court and taking the allegations seriously. Her remarks may influence how the jury or the public perceive the severity of this case. Now, the concerns about it are major secondary negative, especially if the defense argue that they don't have nothing to go on to place drivers but doing anything to Naziyah but execute her. And that's the approach they're going to take because I strongly believe Jarvis is not going to take the M case if he's not guilty. He's not going to go down for the M case. Now, he's going to get charged with the SA, most likely, but he's not going to take the M case. Now, outside the prosecutor and a witness, um, this is the most recent reporting that, you know, it placed Jarvis with her at the time, but I truly believe Naziyah went back home and her and Shannon got into it, and Shannon unalived her. Now Jarvis might have a hand in covering her up, um, and maybe somebody else help as well. But like I said, they will need strong evidence to prosecute and and whoever else played a part in it. I'm waiting on Shank ain't got here yet. So what do y'all what's your opinion on the case? Because I like I said, they can still prosecute with nobody. Looking for the rest of the information. Um, that I took in far as having the body. What's going on with people? And I can't believe it's going on 3 years and they have not found her body or nothing of it stating the fact that she was really alive. Now, me personally, I would want her to still be alive. And then a part of me saying she's not because she has no traits of her of being alive. And far as her being pregnant, now if she was pregnant and she is alive, why they charge him with 2 counts? That always been a thought of mine because anybody who carrying a fetus and get murdered, the child dies still. So that would be 2 count instead of 1. So it says the court has ruled many times that circumstantial evidence can be just strong as direct evidence and sometimes stronger. If the prosecutor can show 1 that the person is deceased, 2 that the person caused the decease, then a jury is allowed to convict even without a body. It's been a lot of cases where the perpetrator who was accused of murder got convicted. The Scott killed Carano in 2009, even though wasn't no body were recovered, he still got convicted for the murder. It goes back and so long ago, people who came missing or unalive still got prosecuted. And while the prosecutors still charged, because sometimes evidence is so overwhelming. So it says waiting for a body will take years or never happen. So like I said in my previous statement, they have a digital trail that can track text messages, phone calls, and all that stuff. You got the physical behavior evidence that clearly points to the fact that the person is unalive. Now, Naziyah Harris case, they do have digital evidence. It showed all his movements. They pinpoint him every move the day she became missing, even the night before. They found the clothes that linked to her and the communications between the two of them, how it suddenly stopped. it showed his behavior, how he tried to cover it up, everything. But the forensic testified there was no indication that she was still alive. So prosecutors gonna move forward with what they had to charge drivers. But the only thing is this: when it comes to the evidence and what they had, they still have to persuade the jury. You know, um, even though in some cases, and I give an example like Diddy, if they would have put all the evidence out to show that Diddy had a RICO, a racketeer charge, then he could have got convicted. But because they didn't have no evidence to back that up, the jury did not convict him of those charges because it wasn't no evidence to support what the prosecutor was trying to get across. That's why he ended up with the man charge and got lots of time because that was the only evidence they could find that would charge him. And like I said, in most cases, if you got concrete, solid evidence and you can present the evidence, the jury don't have no other choice but to convict him, find him guilty. So I hope and pray um some more stuff will come out before his trial. I hope and pray some more arrests will be made. Um, get the real perpetrator. Because, like I said before, I don't think Jarvis is guilty of the M. But he is going to be in there for a very long time with all the charges he got for escalating them kids. I'm looking for Shank. Shank still ain't pop up. Let me text Shank, see if he gonna come through. So yes, yeah, I didn't want to cover this case, but shout out to everybody who covered her case and still standing on it and keeping her name alive. I think about this girl all the time, and um, it's just laughing that we about to go into 2026 and still Naziyah Harris, um, or getting evidence stating the fact that she's really unalive. They haven't brought nothing else out about her. They haven't said nothing else about her. And I guess they were just waiting on the trial to see what's going to really happen. Who else in the chat? Is that you, Jay Rich 1014? Salute. Just waiting for Frank to come up. Um, he's supposed to be doing the live with me, but I ain't heard nothing from him. That's how much I'm thinking if you in so if you come up and you can come back. Salute to my chat. It just these cases when they go like this, it just make it so hard to either wrap your mind around because there's too many kids. They keep ending up missing, and for the last part, it's just too much. You know, uh, everybody working on these cases to get justice for 'em, and I think that's a beautiful thing. But in the meantime, between time, if you got kids, please hold on to 'em. Please talk to your children, you know, because it's very important that you keep them safe. You know, and I've seen so many cases come across the internet, across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, with kids coming up missing or coming up on the line at the hands of the person that's supposed to take care of them, that's supposed to protect them, they supposed to watch out for them. And we know in the Naziyah Harris case, she didn't have not one person to protect her, to watch over her, to make sure she was good. You know, um, from her mother, her father, the whole day time. Nobody seemed to care about it. And it's sad, and she trusted God to be there for her. She trusted God to look out for her. And I think in some shape or form, he did, but he did more than that. You know, um, he didn't do what he needed to do or what he should have done because he manipulated her and took advantage of her. You know, um, it's just crazy how they allow him to have so much control over her. And I believe the prosecutor have a very strong case because of the evidence they had. You know how he was trying to get rid of the baby. His Google search. You know, deleted text messages. You know that all that. And like I said, a lot of people have been convicted even without a body. Then you got the gas station bullet. You got the motel bullet. They show all his movements. So they got that. Even a tiny amount of evidence can be extremely strong in most cases. Then they got the blood, the DNA that was on her throat. Even the smallest note showed that somehow she was injured or something. I just wish they would have checked the trash cans, the dumpsters and stuff. And I wish the school would have stepped up and really did something. It could have saved her. So it's in most cases when there's not a body, the jury watched the defendant behave. The jury paid close attention to what the suspect did. He tried to hide the relationship. He lied about the contact with her. He changed the story, tried to threw away evidence. He tried to clean the house or the car. He went online searching for chemicals. All this was a clear cut, a showing the fact that he had something going, and it just was conscious of guilt. He groomed her. Um, he got her involved sexually. She's a minor, so yeah, all this was go against him. Then he had the secret communication they was texting each other, which Shannon knew about and did not do anything about it. She knew it was an inappropriate relationship, but she didn't intervene. Then the CPS report. There was 5 reports against Jarvis. They failed to do anything. So it's crazy. Then you got the witness statement. Her friends talked about how she was going to leave, how she wanted to leave. And Jarvis probably promised her that they was going to leave, run away, whatever. And these plans never happened. So it said these statements can become key proof of motive. So that could be a motive. And it said why is this enough for the murder conviction? Okay, the courts only need to prove the fact that she's not here. And they only need to prove the fact that he caused it. And that's where the issue might come up. Because if they don't have no strong evidence stating the fact that he caused his demise, then it might be a hung jury. So they got to have the evidence to establish both. So he last contacted her on the day she disappeared. And they got the message saying that she was going to meet him after school. Then they got the school bus footage that she got off the bus. So the digital trails build strong timeline contact, meet up, then disappear with no further activity. Items belong to Naziyah Harris was reported recovered in the early tied to bus, the phone thing. Now, if it's phone thing in that area, they gonna put him at that city. So they have a lot to consider as physical evidence to get a conviction, even though it was no body recovered. Um, so it may be strong circuit, can't say that, circumstances evidence. Now, with the allegations of saying she was pregnant, I ain't seen a clear picture stating the fact, but I did see video showing the fact that she was pregnant. And with his prize such as the internet on how to get rid of a baby, he should be charged with that too. I don't understand why. So it says no recovered body as of now despite clothing present items being found. Naziyah's body has not been found, meaning cause, manner of death would be inferred, not directly proven. But blood evidence limit, while some blood was reported on clothing, it's unclear whether forensic testing can definitely link that blood to Naziyah or stabbing to cause the death, according to reported stains in the hoodie and that deep bodysuit. Then they did the swab of the car trunk, the speakers. They didn't give us a clear picture or reported that on how that came back. Now the defense will be able to argue an alternate explanation of why or anyone that was disposing of the items because it seemed like the items was placed there. It seemed like they were just planning. Now it says, how reliable is the forensic evidence? Can the blood be tied to Naziyah? Whether phone and location data hold up on the defense challenge, whether the defense can offer alternate explanation for disappearing, either disposal or other behavior. How the jury is constructed about circumstantial evidence that they must be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt, even without a body. So That's the main factor in trying to get a conviction. If they can convince the jury, if they had the strong evidence to get a conviction. Yeah, in this case of Kelsey Bridge, she's 29 years old. The body was never found. Now, the evidence they used was the cell tower data, um, her movement, the text message, the phone forensics, chemical that was detected in her home, and the witness testimony. That's what held up in her case, which is similar to Naziyah Harris. So, like I said, they got plenty of conviction without a body. They never found the body. But as long as they got strong evidence, it's a clear case. So all these cases I came across is similar to Naziyah Harris. And the evidence is almost the same because they all disappeared. No trace, no phone data, no activity, enough. So what do y'all think about that? Put it in the chat how y'all feel about that. You gotta think this case gonna stick without a body. All right, so let me try it again. It should work. All right, let's see if it work. I'm on this laptop, so maybe this one will work. You know, that one not working. I don't know what's going on. I'm putting this like this. Okay, send through this. Okay, I'm gonna try. All right, let me see how you do this. It should work. Let me give up. Did it work? All right, we're gonna let the shrink come up. I hope I did it right. Mm, mm, mm. I got a new laptop, y'all. So I'm trying to use this opposed to my tablet. So hopefully the link will work and he can come up. Hey guys. Yeah, it do guys. It's a lot to cover when it comes to these kids, especially when they come up missing and nobody have a clue where they at and you know have overwhelming evidence stating the fact that she's unalive. But the sad part is they never recover her body. But it's going on another year. She went missing on January 9th, 2024, and she was also pregnant, which make it even sadder. So thank you for pulling up, guys. Appreciate you. Yeah. So with the overwhelming evidence, um, now if they got a eyewitness that can confess the fact that they saw him do something to her, and that's enough for a conviction right there. But nobody came forward stating the fact they saw Jarvis unalive her. Now, if the circumstances evidence stand up in court, then yeah, we will get a direct conviction. But like I said in the beginning, I don't believe Jarvis unalive Naziyah. I think Shannon did, and I stand behind that. Because for one, Jarvis was her baby daddy. She was jealous of Naziyah, and to find out that Jarvis was sleeping with her pissed her off, and she had to do something about it. And I hope and pray that they can, take their phone, search their phone, and see what kind of evidence they can get to charge them, because they definitely need to go to jail. The grandmother, the aunts, and whoever else who was involved with her disappearance, they need to pay for what they did to her. Thank you still having a problem? I don't know what Shank got. I give him a little more time to come up if he can click on your link. But if you like my content, please comment, subscribe, share, like the video. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if you want to support the channel, you can cash out me at Wonbro, JUANBRO, as cash. I've been on for a minute because family. All right, cuz, you have a good night. Salute. Yeah. Um, I got my grandbaby in the hospital. She been in the hospital since August. So I've been taking some time to support my daughter and her husband, helping them with the other two while they tend to her plus go to work. So I've been actually busy and haven't had time to go on to do any commentary. But I felt the need to come on tonight, to share that tidbit information about Naziyah and the legal aspect or perspective of how this case might go. Um, I'm quite sure that the prosecutor going to do their best to nail him with the forensics and the physical evidence. And like I said, if they hold up and the jury take it, then we can get a conviction. But it still negates the fact that it was other people involved and they should be convicted too. And it says in most cases a motive isn't required for a conviction, but it strengthens the case. So he really don't have to have a motive, but they still can get a conviction. And then they look at history, his pattern. Now, see, that's right there. He got a pattern like SA. He got a past history of SA. They said the court will look at the pattern of his violent crimes or his past, prior charges, prior threat, previous domestic incident, or any other person missing with him. It says not always allowed, but it's powerful when it's permitted. So if they permit it, if they bring it to the court, and that would happen as well. Then you got the experts' testimony, which can even strengthen the case even more. Um, it just will help. So the bottom line is, if the prosecutor go in there and do what they need to do the way they need to do, and lay all the evidence out for the jury, it's possible they can get a conviction. But would we be satisfied with Jarvis being convicted? I don't, because like I said, I still believe Shannon did it. You know, to see Shannon and whoever else, Marquita, whoever that was involved, now I'll be satisfied with that. But just Jarvis alone, eh, I don't think so. Well, I guess Shank having a problem coming up, so I don't know if he's gonna make it. I sent him the link twice, so whew, I don't know. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you can make it up or not. Maybe I need to work on uh just a little more where I'm able to mess around with it until I can get it. I don't know. I'm still learning YouTube, so you know it gets better with time. So I appreciate everybody for pulling up. You know, just have patience with the old girl. Still learning this. I hope you still have it in her back by the time she come up with her next story. I don't know who in here. I don't really see. Rosemary, you still in here? Shank, I don't know what to do with this link. I don't know if Shank's still in here. There's a whole backstory on Naziyah. Now, I don't know. Now I'm going to share this with y'all. Let's see what's really going on. And if y'all see this, where it says news about Naziyah Harris body, where I well, they didn't find. They must have found somebody else. They showed me not her. But it says news about Naziyah body. I don't know why they put that up, but I know for a fact she wasn't found. I wish she was, but she ain't. Um, taking shots out. Okay, two. I appreciate everybody for pulling. I don't know which link it. I guess the link didn't work. We couldn't get on, but I will set up another demonstration. Hopefully, you can join me the next time I set it up. But it's been a pleasure serving you. Hopefully, we Hopefully, I can get back again soon and do another demonstration. Hold on, just now. Nope, that's not it. I don't see him. So let me try again. See, I don't see Shank. I don't know what's going on. Last time I did it, I was on my tablet, so I don't see him. All right, salute everybody. Appreciate you for pulling up. Catch up on the next one. God bless you. Catch you later. Peace.
I'm just gonna sit on the